Swanky dresses wrong for everything. Annie's outfits were chaotic. You're 25, I am Team Rosette. Kanye was the cause of every problem. Like, what? What? So, fun fact, yeah. One of my favorite things to watch are luxury reality shows. And I think that I watch them because I aspire to that lifestyle. So, yes, I am not on that level yet, but that's what I'm aspiring to and manifesting. So, you'd catch me watching these shows to get a glimpse of how rich people, wealthy people act or live. So, yes, it was in the light of doing this that I started watching Young, Famous, and African on Netflix. If you haven't seen it yet, I think that you should definitely see it. I love it. I think that it is hilarious. I think that it is chaotic. I'm also very aware of the fact that it is scripted because I refuse to believe that the way they act and behave is how human beings, whether poor or rich, behaves. Like they all behave in such a chaotic manner. And I'm like, what's going on here? I mean, yes, I want to be rich and wealthy, but not mad, please. So yeah, I think that it is scripted, even though they like to give it to us as reality show. I'm not complaining, but I do like it because it's great to see an African series or reality show on that level. I've seen a couple of reality shows, like there are different reality shows on Netflix, and I would say that I have probably seen most, if not everything. And so to see an African show of this quality, I am very impressed. The picture quality, great. Like cinematography, everything is given. It's given lavish. It's given extravagant, which is what luxury shows usually would give you. So like yes, it's giving me all of those things that I'm really looking for. It's giving me chaotic, it's giving me the gossip, it's given, right? So I love it on that extent or on that level. Now let's talk about the characters. We have characters from South Africa, from Nigeria, from Kenya, like Ghana. Is anybody from Ghana? I can't remember right now. I'm not sure. But South Africa, Nigeria, Kenya, and most recently Namibia. That is in the season two. And for Nigeria, we have Annie Dibia, we have Swanky, and South Africa, we have Kanye, we have Zari, we have Nadia, we have Naked. I think Naked is Ghanaian. Yes. Now I think I'm mixing up the nationalities, right? But all of these people, they're all from Africa, different African countries, all coming together to make it work. So I'm going to talk about different characters and their level of no, I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not going to do that. So I take that back. But yeah, I'm going to talk about the different characters, and this is particularly for season two. I watched the season one, but I didn't talk about this, so I'm just going to skip that and go straight to the season two. You can catch up on Netflix. Now, the very first person would be Annie, and I'm starting with Annie particularly because she said, "Leave my marriage alone." In season one, it was all about her marriage. I feel like Annie spoke about her marriage a lot in season one, but thankfully, in season two, we did hear about her marriage, but it wasn't as often as we did in season one. So I'm very happy about that. However, Annie's outfits were chaotic. Like, what? What are you wearing, sis? Like, why are you looking like this? Why are you looking? Ah, I don't want to use harsh words, but Hani was not giving what she was supposed to give, and I was so disappointed, especially when it came to her looks. Like everybody can talk about the relationship, but for me, it was the look. Why you look like this, sister? What's going on? Why you? It looks like you're going through a lot, and I think that with the way she was looking would make people want to pity her. So I'm like, no, please do better. Next season, don't whoever it is that was styling Annie needs to be removed. It's either they have a beef with Annie that we don't know about yet because it wasn't looking good. Now, when it comes to Annie and Two Face, for me, I think that Two Face is very chill, though. Let's not lie. That man does not like Wahala, but how he manages to get into Wahala with ladies needs to be studied. But he just seems like a very he doesn't say a lot, and I think that is something that has been consistent with him from the very beginning when he started his career. Two Face always that guy of waiting the happen. It's like Like, peace, thank you, bye. He doesn't talk a lot, so I really love that about him. But when it comes to his relationship with Annie, it's given toxic. But who am I to judge because I know nothing about it? And just like Annie said,
Stop. Give my marriage a break.
I am removing my mouth from her marriage. It is her business. Like, they are two mature people who can decide what they want to do or not do when it comes to their relationship. I, Jessica, will not be interfering in it, right? Thank you. Now, when it comes to Swanky, another Nigerian, and Swanky is a stylist. Now, he's a stylist, but his style is, I'm like, his style doesn't do it for me. His style is all over the place. Swanky dresses wrong for everything. He goes to play basketball, he isn't dressed right. He goes to the swimming pool, to the beach, he isn't dressed right. If you ask me, I would think that Swanky probably has some insecurities with his body because he's always covering it. From his eyes, I think that I only saw his eyes a few times in that series, maybe two times at the end. But his body as well is like he's always covered, and saying that his style is like, huh? Style should also be functional. So yeah, it wasn't given for me. And then when he comes to his character in the series, Swanky was the center of every wahala. Like, he was just so extra and too much. And sincerely, I think that he was the bully of this season. Yeah. So it's like he bullied Louis. Louis. Now, I don't know if his name is Louis or Louis because different people called him different things in the series. But for this, I'm going to call him Louis or Louis. Anyone. Anyways, he's a new guy. He's from Namibia. And I think that he was bullied a lot by Swanky. Swanky was trying to claim best in friendship, best in styling, best in everything. But somehow he wasn't given. He was just given too much. He was just given unnecessary, in my opinion. So it's like, Swanky, what's up? Can you just cool down and just leave this guy be? Like, Louis was so sweet. He was bullied too much. He was always on the wrong side for the wrong, like, he was on the wrong side for the right thing. No, I'm not sure if that's correct, but like, he was always at the receiving end because of all these other people who were so much confusion is from Swanky to Bonang. Now, Bonang did not stay a lot in the series. After about 3 episodes, I think she left. But before she left, I think that she bullied Louis. Maybe not intentionally, but I think that she came for him too hard, especially because Swanky was lying. He did not tell Bonang exactly what Louis said. And that was a big issue. But if you'd notice something when you watch the series, you would see that Louis said the same thing from the beginning to the end. I'm not a psychologist, but one thing I know is that one way to find out if someone is lying is to ask them the same question over and over again and see if they stick to their story or if they change it. Now, if they change it, it's because they can't really remember what they told you the first time. But if they are consistent, then you know that they're telling you the truth. Lewis was saying the truth from the beginning to the end. He was basically saying the same thing every time. And that for me just showed that he was telling the truth. However, Benang would not hear his side. And I think that she was sort of looking down on him. Of course, Bonang is who she is. You know, she's just who she is. She's fashionable, she's beautiful, she's stylish, she's one of the biggest hosts in Africa. Like, she's all of those things. However, I think that even when you're big, you can still make mistakes, right? You can still make mistakes. You can still forget. You know, people should still be able to talk to you and not, you shouldn't make yourself omnipotent. I think that for a moment there, Bonang made herself so omnipotent, I would just not listen to Louis, who was really, really just telling his story and saying, I'm sorry. And I'm like, when is it even a crime to say I'm sorry? He was literally just saying, I'm sorry. But, anyways, I felt for him, and I think that he was the sweetest person on that show. And I think that Swanky was a bully. Okay? A bully and a liar. Now, I don't know if this is their personality in real life, but I'm talking from the perspective of someone who was watching the show. And so I would say the characters that they played in the series. It might not be who they are in real life, because for me, I think that all of that was definitely scripted, because these people be talking about friendship. They be saying, oh, we're friends, we're going to hang out together, blah blah blah. But then every time they come together, they're fighting. Every time they come together, they are gossiping about another person. Every time they come together, they're saying one lie about another person. It's like, How are you even friends? I think that anyone who watches that show should definitely know that friendship is very far from what is being shown in the movie. Okay, like do not use it as your yardstick for friendship. It is far from it. These things, that's not how friendship should go. Okay. Another person who's new with Louis this time around is Fantana. Now Fantana is 25. I think that for a moment I'm like, you're 25, and she made me look at myself like, but I'm also 20 something, no, and but anyways, anyway, she's a beautiful young lady. However, in this series, the character that she was playing the dumb, 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 dumb. Come on, girl. Think for yourself. She wasn't thinking for herself. She was just going around with whatever Swanky says. Swanky trying to be, oh, all bossy, all daddish, all brotherly. Like Fantana, please think for yourself. Sis, huh? Think for yourself. I wish that she has stood a lot more for herself. And I find it very interesting now that, these things where men say, where men say that women go for the bad guys. I think that Fantana a was just that example, and like men would use that as a justification for, yes, they always go for the bad guy, because how would Fantana leave someone who really likes her, Lewis, who was single and successful for himself, but still want to be with Diamond, who obviously was not really very serious, who was obviously lying to her, who obviously could not even defend her, who obviously was just like was just there for games and for the touching and smooshing and all of those. Like he wasn't there to get to know you, to be there for you for life. But again, I guess Fantana wasn't really looking for, who I'm going to end up with in marriage. She was looking for fun. So in that extent, or in that instance, Diamond was probably the right person. But in this reality show, in this show, Diamond, in my opinion, was a devil. Like he was just such a player. Imagine not wanting his baby mama to find love with Andile. Yeah, Andile, right? Like, why are you pissed off with your baby mama find love somewhere else? I mean, you're done. You guys are done. You guys are divorced. You've moved on. You have different people you are dating. Then why are you so involved in the happiness of Andili and Zari? Now, Zari is Diamond's ex-wife and mother of his children, and Andili is Diamond's friend. Now, I understand that it can be complicated, but I think that Diamond should not have made a big deal out of it, because you were having fun too. You were going out, having fun, doing things, touching, and all of that. So please allow Zari to do whatever she wants to do, because you're done with her. Or you guys are done with each other. So you should be able to move on. And then for Andali. Now, Andali was just such a gentleman. However, for someone who was such a motivational speaker, his life was very chaotic. Having to choose between Rosette and Sebo. I hope that I pronounced her name correctly. For me, I am team Rosette when it comes to Andali, because Rosette is going after what she wants. She's telling you, this is what I want. I want this relationship. Like she's saying it. She's using everything. She's just being that bad bitch. And I just love it when you own it and you stick to it. And I would like them together more than Andali and Sabo. I hope I'm pronouncing the name correctly. But anyways, that's up for them to decide. But again, Team Rosette here. And Andali was the good guy. Sometimes I'm like, are you really this good, or are you just because his life was too chaotic, but he was going up and down giving advice. And even when Annie and Swanky were not friends and they were having bad blood, Andali was the one who tries to, bring them together and then make them into friendship. For one, whatever it is that happened between Annie and Swanky, I don't know what it is. I think that Swanky was right to probably be angry given what he said happened, and how Annie was trying to just, go away from the situation. So I think that she was probably at fault. So I'm happy that he fixed it up. But Annie should probably try to own up to some of the things that she does sometimes, because she's not the saint that she tries to be, right? She's not the saint as well. But Andali, I also think that he needs to focus on his own life and get it right before you go out there giving relationship advice. And beside, why is Annie and Two Face Andali's mentor? Why does he keep saying, "Oh, I enjoy their lifestyle"? That means you enjoy. I swallowed that back because I don't think what I was going to say was the right thing to say. Now, the next person, which is one of my favorite characters, but still another snake in the green carpet. Yeah, that's how they say that thing. Kanye. Kanye was the cause of every problem. Okay, I think I said Swanky, but no, Kanye. I think okay, both of them. Because Kanye basically goes to people and say, "Oh, let's have tea. How's your life going? What's going on?" She does all of that to try to get gist or get people talking. And then when she does it, she goes and tell the exact person that you didn't want to tell. Like anything you tell Kanye, she's going to go and tell somebody. And I find it weird that people did not realize what she was doing, or did they realize and just decided to keep 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 quiet about it because she was just going up and down spilling other people's tea and saying she's friends. She's not friends with anybody. She's nobody's best friend. She's just there for the tea and then she's out to spread it up and down. Again, I think that she gives the worst advice because what's the meaning of trailer? I actually thought like it was a trailer. They were going to do engagement in a trailer when she told Naked of a trailer engagement. I have never heard of a trailer engagement. Kanye, did you get a trailer engagement? Well, like, and Naked, he went ahead to do a trailer engagement. Ah, God, those guys are chaotic. Like, very chaotic, very very chaotic. I mean, Naked and his girlfriend Kay. Now I think that they're sweet together, but I think that Naked needs to man up and decide on what he wants and just propose to her already. Like she wants this, so I think it's unfair for you to keep her waiting, especially if you know that you cannot live life without her. And Naked for me was that guy who was just very chilled. He wasn't in other people's business. He knew what was happening, but he was always on the sideline trying to make things better. I just want him to focus on his relationship and basically get things right with his girlfriend Kay. Who am I missing? Nadia. Nadia for me was just she was just there, not a lot of tea around her. Maybe intentionally or not. Last year she was the girl that Diamond was with, but this year she had another boyfriend. And I heard later on, or I found out later on that her boyfriend was actually the South African singer who is now late. And I pray that he rests in peace. And I pray that she basically finds comfort, right? So yeah, so all of that, I think that's everyone who was on the cast, and they all played their parts really good because you either love them or you hate them at this point. But I think that oh my god, whoever did the casting for the guys, well done because those men they're fine from Naked to Two Face to Louis to Andeli, Diamond. But they were really cute guys. Well done. I think that that was really good. For the ladies, I think they were good. Their fashion was good, all except Annie. Annie was looking. I would think that she should probably do better next year or next season. But yeah, in all, I think that it was just a very chaotic and lovely and nice to watch series. I don't think it's realistic because every time they go on for their tea or meeting, they're having one party. It's like, do you guys have party every week? Is that really reality? But who am I to judge? I enjoyed watching it and I enjoyed all the tea. So yeah, if you're into reality shows, you should definitely watch this one. Until next time, bye guys.